Good morning, class. Today is May 18th, 2020, and I have a co-star with me today, Baxter. He's in trouble again. He didn't really behave at all this weekend, so I'm keeping a very close eye on him to make sure that he doesn't get into more trouble. That and the fact he's actually been following me around the house like crazy all week, for a week straight. Every time I look down, bam, my dog's right there. And it's weird because he normally doesn't do that with me, but whatever. So yeah, I have Baxter. He's in trouble. Um, he ate my Chipotle yesterday. Not happy about that. Then he peed all over the house, which he knows not to do. And this was after he went on a nice long walk. So he just isn't behaving. All right. Anyway, let's start with our this day in history. On this day in 1920, today would be the 100th birthday of Pope John Paul II. He was Pope for quite a long time. He was very much beloved. He was from Poland. I have been to the church where he was a bishop. It's in Krakow. It's a very cute little church, right across the street from my hotel, actually. So we have that happening, and then in 1986, the Supreme Court rules on Plessy versus Ferguson. You're gonna learn about that in a few weeks, but I'll kind of give you a little bit of a head start. It was a Supreme Court case where they ruled that separate was equal. So this is after the Civil War, after slaves have been freed, and African Americans are like, hey, we're still being treated differently. And the Supreme Court said, well, you can have your own separate schools, your own separate water fountains, your own separate bathrooms, and everything in public, as long as they're equal to whites, so they're like the same quality. And spoiler alert, they were not. So that was a landmark case. On this day in 1980, Mount St. Helena erupted. It's a volcano out west. Did significant damage. I'll admit my environmental history is doesn't exist. I know nothing about environmental history. Sorry. I hate to disappoint you. I had to read a book about environmental history for one of my classes, and it was awful. It was so awful. But that is a thing, people study it. On this day in 1860, Abraham Lincoln was nominated to run for president. You guys know all about that. You wrote about it, you read about it, and we're going to talk about that. And on this day in 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte was appointed Emperor of France. So this week you're going to learn about the Civil War. It was the bloodiest U.S. war. That's because pretty much everybody who died was an American citizen, because it was North versus South, American versus American. You're going to learn about different events surrounding it and all of that. So you're going to do that. That's due this week. Interims are due at 5 o'clock today, so I will be grading papers all day today. I've been getting some emails. Miss Sassock, I did my work. Why did I get a 0? Here's the thing. If you got a 0, you did not turn in your work. So don't come to me saying, but I did it. You did not. And pressing the little turn in button on a blank assignment, yeah, 0. That's a 0. On Google Classroom, if you just go into any old classroom, doesn't matter which one, then on the top left corner, it'll have 3 horizontal lines. If you click on that and then click to do, it'll show you which assignments are missing for all Google Classrooms, what assignments you got back, grades, all of that. So check there before you're emailing me, okay? But seriously, I've gotten a few emails now. Why did I get a 0? Why are you giving me zeros on these? You didn't do it, okay? And I have that. I have on record that you didn't do it because I can pull up your work and show you that. So please don't try that, okay? Just do your work. Another thing I've noticed a lot of is copying from the internet. That's a 0. Not only is that a 0, but that's a 0 without being able to make it up. So yeah. Some of you did that on part of one of your assignments. You got a 0 for the paragraph. That was 10 out of the 16 points, and you got a 0 on that. So the highest you could get is a 33% on that, which rounds up to a 50%, but you can't redo that. So don't do it. Plus, that was asking your opinion. It was like, hey, what's your opinion on this? You give me your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer as long as you defend it. So I'm getting frustrated with you guys with that. If you need help, that's the other thing. Students going, I don't understand this, and just turning it in. Email me, ask me, text me. I'm here. Okay? I'm not completely unreachable. I have students who are emailing and texting me 20 million times a day, and that's fine. I'm not calling you out and saying, hey, stop. No, I am totally fine. There's never any need for you to apologize saying, hey, I'm sorry for bothering you. Don't need to. I'm here for you. Okay? I'm going to get off my little soapbox. I'm going to let you guys do your work. I forgot to tell you, we had some exciting things happen this weekend at my house I wanted to share with you. The deck's not done, so that's not one of them. But our neighbors have baby bunnies in their front yard, so that's very exciting. They're really little. They're like this big. They're so stinking cute. So that would be like the highlight. Like that's the most exciting thing that happened. But I have a new niece. I know. I'm so excited. So I have a new niece. Her name is Sloan, and she's so stinking cute. Mom and baby are both doing fine. They were either coming home. She was born on Saturday in the evening, so she was coming home either yesterday or today. So this is quite exciting, and I can't wait to meet her face to face. They're right here in DC, so they're not that far. And we're slowly starting to open everything back up, which is exciting too. So I'm excited about that. We're finally starting to get a little bit back to normal. Montgomery County is still grounded, as I've been saying, so we can't really do as much, but that's because our cases are still pretty high, so they want us to stay home for a little while longer. While you are home, something that I have started to do is write letters to friends. And it's weird because it's like one of them's my best friend. She lives 10 minutes away. I talk to her on the phone every day. But still, I wrote her a letter because it's fun. I mean, most of the time when you're an adult, all you get in the mail are bills and junk. So I want to encourage you guys to write a letter to a friend or family member. It doesn't have to be long. Make a little card to go with them. You have little note cards at home. If not, just a piece of paper, write a quick letter, throw a stamp on it, put it in the mail. I guarantee it'll make everybody, the person who gets it, much happier. And you'll be excited when you get one back. So let me know how that goes. Like I said, if you're emailing me about zeros, you didn't do the work. Don't copy and paste from the internet because you will get caught and you will get a zero. And if you have any questions, email me because I am here for you guys. All right? Bye, guys.